Today's question: when does life becomes a problem? Life becomes a problem when there is a lot of focus on the I. Try to divert this focus from I to you, and life becomes an adventure, a mystery to be experienced. The more you loosen the grip over the I, the more you are able to experience happiness in your life. The root cause of your unhappiness is focusing too much on the I. The state of the current world, its growing miseries, is the ever-growing self-centeredness of people. Love cannot exist in a self-centered world. The ever-growing self-centeredness has encouraged hate and has ridiculed the wonderful feeling of love. The greater the self-centeredness, the greater is the misery and hate and destruction. War happens only when the feeling of hate has reached its peak. That is also when breakups happen, when friendships turn into enmity, and the end is unavoidable. The core root of destruction, misery, and unhappiness is self-centeredness. The most unhappy people in the world are the ones who live only for themselves. All that they do only for their own sake. For these self-centered individuals, the most precious thing in the world is their self. Like a cancer that eats and destroys its own cells, the self-centered individual is slowly dying inwardly. The most striking factor that distinguishes a common man and a saint is selflessness. A common man cannot drop the self, while a saint has dropped the self. And the moment he has dropped the self, he has become a Buddha, a Jesus, a Mahavira. Unless the I is dropped, the divine cannot be experienced. God cannot be experienced. It is a long spiritual journey that is not easy, but it is necessary that the journey starts at some point of life. Expressing the selflessness of a saint is beyond the power of words. Yet, there is a wonderful story of a saint whose selfless life was in itself a prayer, a beautiful poem, a dance. He was one of the greatest Sufi saints, and he was such a beautiful person, such a lovely soul, that whosoever would come to him would feel happy in his presence. He was full of love, full of joy. His whole life was laughter, music, dancing. A story says God became very interested in him because he never asked for anything. He never prayed. His whole life was a prayer. There was no need for him to pray. He never went to the mosque and never even uttered the name of God. His whole existence was the argument for the presence of God. If anybody asked him whether God existed or not, he simply laughed, but his laughter was neither yes nor no. God himself became intrigued with that strange mystic, and he came to the Sufi saint and said, I am immensely happy because that's how I want people to be. Not that they should pray for 1 hour and do everything against it for 24 hours. Not that they should become very pious when they enter the mosque, and when they go out, they leave their piousness in the mosque and are their old selves again. Angry, jealous, full of anxiety, full of violence. But I have watched you, and I have loved you. This is the way you have become the prayer. You live, you love, you are so full of joy that there is no need for any language. Your very presence becomes the argument for my existence. I want to give you a blessing. You can ask for anything. The Sufi saint said, But I don't need anything. I am so joyous that I cannot conceive there can be anything more. Forgive me. I cannot ask because I really don't need anything. You are generous, you are loving, you are compassionate, but I am so overfull that there is no space within me for anything else. You will have to forgive me. I cannot ask. God said, I knew you would not ask anything for yourself. So don't. But you can ask for others, because there are millions of people who are miserable, sick, and have never known anything for which they can be grateful. I can give you powers to do miracles, and you can change the lives of all these people. The Sufi saint said, If you are insisting, then with a condition, I can accept your gifts. God said, With a condition? You are really a strange man. What is the condition? He said, My condition is that I should not become aware of what is happening through me by you. It should happen behind my back. It should happen through my shadow, not through me. I may be passing and my shadow may fall on a dead tree, and the tree may become alive again lush green, again heavy with flowers and fruits, but I should not know it because I don't want to fall back. If I know it, that I have done it, or even that God has chosen me as the instrument to do it, it is dangerous. So my condition is, a blind man may start seeing, but neither should he know that it is because of me, nor should I know that it is because of me. My shadow will do all the miracles. If you can accept my condition and remember that I should not know at all, because I am so full of joy, so blissful, don't drag me back into the miserable world. Don't drag me back to become again an I. And it is said that God said to him, You are not only strange, you are unique and rare. And this will be so. You will never know the things that are happening around you. Miracles will be happening around you. Wherever you will go, miracles will happen. Neither will people know that you are responsible for those miracles, nor you will know. I will remember the condition. What a beautiful story. And it is said that wherever this beautiful Sufi saint went, miracles did happen. A barren land would become fertile, a sick would be cured, a poor would become rich. Anybody who met him for his blessings were blessed by God. And the Sufi saint never knew. He would simply continue with his journey from one village to the other. Wherever his shadow fell, the place turned into a heaven. And people rejoiced, sang, and danced, but still the Sufi saint never turned back. He simply continued on with his journey from one village to the other. When the I is dropped, there is nothing to complain about, to argue, or to be proud of. And when there is no ego, no self, what is going to make you feel sad? The Bible is one of the most beautiful holy books, and there is a verse that mentions the necessity to drop the I so that to experience God. The Bible says, "Then Jesus told his disciples, if anyone would come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." No matter who you are and how much you have, unless the focus from I is not shifted to the other person in your life, unless the I is not dropped, misery is going to stay in your life and you are going to remain a prisoner of the I. This I is your ego. This I is your ignorance. The birth of the thought of I is the birth of a person, and the death of that thought is the death of that person. Identifying yourself with your body makes you falsely identify others with their body, says the Bhagavan Raman Maharshi. A wise man had once said, "Selfishness is a fantastic way to make your life miserable." If we live a self-directed, self-motivated, self-centered life, always needing to get our own way, then we are going to be miserable. In fact, many times we believe it's our problems that are making us unhappy, when in reality it's because we are focused on ourselves. True leadership is never about you, it is always about others first. Such leaders are like magnets. Wherever they go, they always attract and win the hearts of others. They are the leaders, the true leaders. Paramahamsa Yogananda, the man who wrote the legendary book, The Autobiography of a Yogi, quotes, "There is a magnet in your heart that will attract true friends. That magnet is unselfishness, thinking of others first. When you learn to live for others, they will live for you." What a beautiful quote and what a reality. So true. The more and more we learn to live for others, the more and more we will experience bliss and happiness in our life. Meditate.